My name is Valerie, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much. Now I'm welcoming my guests also to introduce themselves. Then we shall come back with the topic of today.
Thank you all. My name is Nadia. I welcome you all at HTV. Thank you for tuning in.
Good evening, everyone, from wherever you're watching from. My name is Moses, and I'm happy to be on the show once again. And we are very grateful for what we are about to share with you today. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, my panelists, my guests of today. I'm very sorry, two of my panelists are not feeling well. That's why they are not with us. But I hope on Saturday we shall be with them. Today's topic, we are going to discuss about the family dynamics. We are going to discuss the impact of the sexual orientation and gender identity on family relationships, including acceptance, rejection, and importance of allyship. So, we humbly request you to subscribe on our YouTube page, and please give us your views, comment, so that we can see what to add on. Thank you. So, I'm going to start with my panelists. They give us some light about today's topic. What do they really think? We are going to start with the impact of the family dynamics and identities in the LGBT community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, host. Today's topic, it's really a wonderful topic. It's one of the topics that at least like we should also be having it on maybe on a actually it's one of the topics that at least you should have a story about, because most of us either we are victim of it. And it's really a nice topic whereby we are talking about the impact of our families against us as we belong to the LGBT community. Definitely, actually, the impact of families against us who belong to the LGBT, it has really been a lot, actually. If you look at the scenario, like some of us actually we flee out of our country to come and seek for asylum because of our what? Of our families. So in a way that actually me, I would first talk about I myself. I think my dad and maybe my family, my relatives, all disowned me because of my gender identity. So at the end of it all, I ended up for leaving my country home, Uganda, and coming this side actually to Zambia to seek for asylum. So I would talk about the impact of family against us as LGBT community. It has really affected us in a way that you find, like me as personally, when I left, I came here without anything. I left Uganda, traveled through Tanzania, and when I traveled through Tanzania, I came and got myself in what? In Zambia. So at the end of it all, you find like I reached here, I didn't have even anything, any single coin with me. I had nothing. So I came as me. I came with nothing, only except maybe I came with my clothing and my bag. Those are the things that I carried along with me. But I had no coin. So you're reaching here, life became hard. And also remember that time where actually the government, actually we came here also being registered by the government was also hard. At the end of it all, it really became a hard it really became a hard time for me to survive in Zambia. So we thank God that at least at the end of it all we are registered by the government of Zambia, and UNHCR also absorbed us, and we were taken to the safe house. So the impact, what I could say, like the impact of family rejection against the LGBT community. One, it's actually it forces someone to start having sexual intercourse with other people. Like you start doing an escort job whereby you have to look for survival. Because now if you don't look for survival, there's no way you're going to survive in this community, because you have no one in the Zambia. And remember, even like once you are registered, it's not a guarantee that maybe you'll get support, immediate support from the government or maybe UNHCR. So you have to look for ways of survive. So at the end of it all, it forces someone to go and start doing uh, unprotected sexual intercourse with other peers around, because you have to see how you can stay alive, and also you have to see how you can survive with the nature of the country where you are. Because first of all, even the country where we are, it doesn't allow actually, it is against the homosexuals. So at the end of it all, you find like you'll be forced to do something that you'll be able to survive with. So it has not really favored us. Actually, our family, they did actually more harm to disown us away from our own country, where at least we would have maybe a peace of mind and maybe the joy. Maybe they would even say that these people, because you can't force me to live what I know that I'm already into it. So you cannot force me to say that I should change my character or I should change my gender. So it is what I am. I'm proud of what I am. So if the families can really try to understand, like this thing is not us, like we decide for ourselves. It is nature that calls. Actually, it is inborn. So at the end of it all, you're not going to change my identity. So it has really impacted a lot of things. So I think maybe my point mainly is about the impact it has forced us, like me as personally, it has forced me into unprotected sexual intercourse with other people. So maybe I don't want to exhaust all the points, because maybe my colleagues also would have also to share other points. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm also going to give some, like at least 3 to 4 minutes also to Valerie also to discuss with us the impact of family dynamics and identities in the LGBT community. Thank you.
Hello. Well, family carries a major role to us as LGBTQ people, because we find that, let's say if your family accepts you, do you know when a family accepts someone of the LGBTQ community, that shields a lot, shields the world from the person. But once the family denies the person, outcasts the person, or rejects the person, this causes a lot of problem, because you find that in most cases whereby the family has refused to take in the child who is identifying as a different kind of thing, from a different kind of the sexual orientation that people know, it affects so much someone, because once the family has chased you away, that's when you start facing a lot of world hardships. That's when you start even getting into things that someone typically your age was not supposed to be in there. A family carries a lot of weight, because let me say, if I was accepted by my family, I think the world would have been very easier for me. I think for me to navigate would have been very easier, because I think in my head, and I think every other, I think 90% of LGBTQ people, if this is what I have in my feeling, if my family has accepted me, I really do not care what another person says about me. If my family accepts me for who I am, I really do not mind, because I think when we grow up, family is our whole world. So imagine you grow up knowing this is your whole world, and then they refuse to accept you for who you are. They cast you out. They chase you away. That just shows like your whole world has crumbled down. You have nothing. So you are left alone in a new place. You're navigating your sexuality. You're even finding your foot in the world. And at a very young age, some of us were outside a very young, very, very young age. We don't know. We had never been in the world. We had never even like left our own home villages. But the family left you to fend for yourself. So it causes a lot of instability, and even like how, first of all, you don't even have immediately they realize you're of a such a different kind of identity. They the the kind of friction that someone faces between the parents, the siblings, it's very hard. And how your family treats you is how the community will treat you. Let's say if your family accepts you, the community will talk, but they will talk in harsh. But if your family like outcasts you, that gives the community the strength to insult you, to assault you, to do everything. So I urge any parent, I urge any parent who is out here, wherever, I know it may be new to you, you've never seen a child, or you've never seen anyone identifying as such and such a thing. You've never seen a woman and a woman being in love. You've never seen a man and a man being in love. You've never seen your child being a transgender. But try and learn, try and see, try and navigate, because also your child is also learning. They don't know they found themselves like this. So family carries a very, very major role in our lives, and it affects a very big, like every, like starting from your relation to yourself, how you even relate with others. It affects that a lot, because you can find a place where you are, you yes, maybe you navigated the world when they outcasted you, but when it comes to a relationship, because you never had a really good relationship with your family, that impacts you even when going into a relationship. If maybe you get too attached, or you don't get too much attached, so it's not a good thing for a family to reject a child because of their sexual orientation. So we're just saying, like, families that are out there that are seeing their kids struggling with their sexuality, and whoever they are, accept them even if it's new to them, and you get to learn. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Valerie. I'm also going to welcome my guest of today. He's also going to share with us the impact of family dynamics and identities in our LGBT community. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dennis, for the opportunity once again. And I thank our viewers out there who are seated right now, watching and listening, those who have subscribed, those who have liked, and those who have shared. So today's topic, it comes back to the most greatest thing I think in a person's outbringing, which is family. And now today we are discussing family dynamics and the impact on our sexual identities, or the results of our sexual identities. Yes, I think to a greater extent, it has impacted negatively on the queer community because, according to the society where we are coming from, or the setting that we have been brought, or the standards that we are supposed to meet as Africans or as people living uh, in Africa, So homosexuality or LGBTIQ community isn't welcome. And everyone knows that, not only in countries where we're coming from, but generally the whole of Africa. So it not only impacts negatively the queer community, but also our family members as well. How? Because a family expects, if they've raised a daughter or a son, at some point they must get married to the opposite sex. So if they see at some point that a daughter has fallen in love with another girl, or a man has fallen in love with another man, to some extent they feel disappointed. That's how the society has taught us to believe, that it's a disappointment for someone to love a fellow man. For us, we believe it's not because we feel we are normal, but then the society has already branded it that way. And then for us on the queer community, it really affects us a lot because we not only identify the way we identify when we are mature. It's a step, it's something that comes right from childhood. So imagine you're discriminated at a very early age. You don't know where to go. You're still young, your thoughts are still young, you're still depending on your family. And now they've reached to a point where they've neglected you, or they're showing you that no, what you're doing is wrong, you're being persecuted for that. I think it is something that may end up destroying someone's life, literally. Because most of us, like my colleague said, if we had been accepted at a very early age, or if we are embraced and accepted the way we are and loved the way we are, probably by now would be in very nice positions, or we would be in a very good life, because actually would be inspiration to other people as well of the same community. But now, right now, we are being persecuted. We are trying to survive, and wherever we are going, we are still facing the same things that we faced when we left our countries, which is bad. So right now you cannot work. That is a very important part in someone's life. You can't chase a career, you can't exploit your talent, you can't exploit your craftsmanship. So it is not only spoiling that moment that you're in, but it's spoiling the entire lifetime of you as a human being. Because by now, some of us should be in our career jobs, working, or maybe solving some problems in the society. But now we are out here trying to survive day by day. We are out here trying to live, or trying to show the world that we are humans like you. So family is something that is very important, and to every parent who is watching out there, it might not be the problem of sexual identity, or gender identity. It might be another problem. You get my point? But before you take a step of accepting what the society has branded, or what the society has taught you to believe, try to look outside the box and think, what if we approach this thing in a different way? Won't it help someone's life? Yes. Without wasting more time, let me give opportunity back to the host, and we shall continue discussing more about this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moses. I'm going also to welcome a guest of today also, Nadia, to give us also some views about what she's thinking about today's topic, the family dynamics and identities in the LGBT community.
Thank you very much, Dennis. I'm Nadia. So I want to first describe what is sexual orientation. Sexual orientation is the emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction that one feels towards another person. When I talk about emotional feelings, you may be a lesbian and you have feelings towards a fellow girl. So these feelings that you have towards a person, that's what comes under the sexual orientation. The lesbians, the gay men, and the transgender people. So there are people who really discriminate the LGBTQ community just because of their identity. you find that they are being discriminated because of their gender identity. So this I'll bring it on the side of early people who have been put into marriage, who are falling under the LBK community. You find that someone is forced under marriage because of her or his identity, and you find that the kids they have given birth to, let me say he has been in a marriage where he was forced to get married to a man, and at the end of the day you can't change someone from what she believes she feels and make her feel that at least she can change to become a straight person. You find that they have given birth to kids, and now the kids are being discriminated because of one person's sexual orientation or sex or gender identity. So one thing I would like to say that the discrimination or the family discrimination or rejection has caused a lot of things, not only to us, the lesbians, or to the gay men, but it has also gone deep to the children who are under that LBK community who are innocent. So one thing I could tell people who are out there: do not discriminate a lesbian or a gay man thinking that you're only hurting him or her. This goes far as to even other people who are attached to them. So I would like to stop here because of my health condition, and for others to get a chance to talk more about these points.
Thank you very much, Nadia. We are going for a short commercial break. We shall be back with more of this topic. Thank you. As we have heard from everyone, I think the producer is still doing something. Please, as we have been telling you not to forget subscribe. Please subscribe on HTV Uganda YouTube channel, Facebook, and subscribe.
Menka. 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 Menka.
Menke. Menke. Menke mundeke menke. 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 Pulira njagala menke. 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 Menke mundeke menke. 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 Pulira njagala menke. Kuba tugende DJ bano bakuba mbalike menke tu menke menke tujiwe pale tabuko busajja buyike naye katubireke mwe namusirike muko webumbe mpulire bweru busajja buyika. Everybody dance mikono tuwumbe drop to the ground pele yatu mugule yana tujoga nti uba zabuze ntuyo ziyike fenna tu menke 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 mundeke menke 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 mpulira njagala menka menke 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 mundeke menke 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 mpulira njagala menka
wakola amafiga bwe ngalaba menka emisi wagikula nga n'amukolo akaliba tonyoma naki tonyoma menke menke okakase nabaye abalalu balina amawaya ngoye zalayisi gwe wiiga egudde gwe kusika amalevu oba ebigoye sinika amannyo tulabe ebiribu
menke 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 mundeke menke 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 mpulira njagala menke 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 mundeke menke 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 mpulira njagala menka
menka menka menka menka menka kara menka nada menka ay menka.
Uh, Thank you very much, our viewers. Welcome back from that short commercial break. And we also thank our producer for this program, Mr. Brian, always to be there for us, and HTV, of course. This is Me Talk Show every Wednesday and Saturday. As we are promising you, our reality series coming, so we are preparing for it. Again, we are now coming back with the same topic, but we are coming back with the solution of today's topic. What can be done to see that this rejection of families, family relationships, and everything, what can be done to see that at least a family can accept you as how you are? Thank you.
Thank you so much, our viewers. Thanks for being again with us. You're still with us and you're still here. Actually, we've talked about the impact, but the impact have actually there are so many points to talk about. Like if I can add maybe to supplement more on the impact, we can talk about drug abuse. Some of us actually are forced to start drugs because as before we are not actually using drugs. So once our families rejected us, we ended up actually using drugs. So at the end of it all, like you find like you are forced to, if your family actually doesn't accept you as you are, you'll be forced to go and do even something that what you don't want to do, something that you've never even done before. So it means like you've gone through the stress, then depression, trauma, all those kind of things come all out of family rejection. So family, as my colleagues have discussed and my panelists and the guests have said, like family is one of the fundament of someone's well-being, maybe and upbringing. So you find like if you're rejected by your family, you have no home, you have nowhere to run to. So maybe so that's why you see some of us are here. It's not because of our wish, but because our family what rejected us. So maybe what I would also talk about would be actually I would talk about sensitization of our communities and maybe our family members about the LGBT community. Because now, if they are sensitized and there's that sensitization in the communities, and maybe creating awareness within the families, it will also help them so that like they know that if at all you have any child that is with you, maybe any child that you've given birth to, maybe you have a kid or anyone that you upbring as your own blood. So you not decide for that person because you can control that person at the age of maybe 18 years and below. But once that person has grown up with that age bracket of 18 years and above, you'll have no control over that person. That person will have to decide for him or her on what to do. So you'll not be there to, it shouldn't be like pulling ropes, because if I identify myself as a gay man, I'll be proud of myself first of all, and I will not change. Actually, it will not change. I will not change. You will not change me of maybe like maybe I should change maybe to this and that. No, it will not work for me because I will have to choose. At the end of it, I will the one to make the final decision about my life. My life doesn't concern my family because family, we need it whereby it is our lineage where we come from. Because like however much like we belong to the LGBT community, I'm a gay man, it doesn't mean like I don't belong to my lineage, because all those things that they say you are cursed, or maybe you are mentally ill, all those things, however much you can say it, but you not change someone's identity, you not change someone's sexual orientation. So that person will still remain the same. So the most important thing is actually, if at all there are organizations outside there who can do actually sensitization and maybe creating awareness to those family members outside there, they should really put much effort in it, because at least it will save those who are there who are not yet a victim, uh, a victim like us. Because for us, we are now a victim of what? Of our families. We are here not because of our wit, but our families rejected us. So that's why we are here. So if at all those organizations are there and they work hand in hand with government, and actually they do a lot, they put much effort in sensitizing the community, sensitizing the society, sensitizing actually every part of the world. At least the world would be a beautiful country where everyone would be enjoying. Because now you cannot enjoy this world actually if at all you are being disconnected from the society because of your gender identity. So at the end of it all, you find like you have no home. So even where you are running from, even where you are running to, it's also the same thing. We are privileged that like when we came here in Zambia, that we are still actually under the protection of UNHCR. But if it wasn't because of that, some of us actually, like us who belong to the LGBT community, would be attacked by the community where we are, because they don't know. They see like it is an abomination to say that you a man and you have emotions, maybe feelings for a same man. You a lesbian and you have feelings for a fellow female. So you find it's weird. So me, what my main point or my main focus is all about sensitizing to community and creating awareness to all people around us, to all people, even where we are coming from, like our country home, Uganda, where we left to come and seek asylum here in Zambia. Even in Zambia here, it is needed, because it is not only us who are here. For us, we are here because like we have nothing to lose right now. We're in a country that doesn't accept it, but at least we have a platform where we can speak. But you look at Zambia, where there are so many of them who are there, but they are hiding out, because people, they know once they come out, they will be killed, or maybe they will be tortured. Anything can happen to them. But because they don't have people to talk for them. But if at all they are there, maybe those organizations, even here in Zambia, they are not allowed even to talk for those LGBT community. Are you seeing? Because most of them, their certificate will be cancelled. So you find like it is hard. If at all like the government can work hand in hand with those international organizations, all those things can be sorted out. Even our families would embrace us and maybe like take us back. But right now, there's nothing we can do. They cannot change. We cannot change anything. Our families cannot take us back, because now they know who we are, and even here we are not liked at all actually. So my main point is about that. So I would love maybe to stop here so that others can also continue. Thank you. Back to my host.
Thank you very much, Gaetano. I'm also going to welcome Valerie also to give us some solutions that can be put in to see that at least the family rejection is abolished here in Africa in our LGBT community. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for giving me this chance again. Well, another one solution that I have for the family is acceptance. Families should learn to accept the kids as they are. Acceptance makes you learn so many things. When you accept your child, you also learn, you're giving this child an opportunity to see, yes, they are gay, they are transgender. When you accept them, even yourself as a family, you're learning, you're getting to understand this person. So when you accept, when the family accepts, when we the child when the family is accepting of someone, it makes it very easier for you to navigate. So the family should accept. When you accept your person, it doesn't change who, like, someone's sexuality doesn't change who they are. It doesn't change how they speak, who they are, who they'll end up being at all. It is just a little bit, a little part of who they are. Because if a family can be able to accept a child who is a thief, what what harm would it do if they accepted their son who is gay? What harm would it do if they accepted their daughter who is a lesbian, a trans person? What harm would it do? It wouldn't do any harm. So learn, and also this family get to, they use the Bible a lot to cast out the kids. But also in the family, there are so many things in the Bible. There are so many things that God has refused in terms of adultery. That is something that the family should not be accepting. But you also find in so many families, they see adulterers and they just keep quiet. But the moment they see someone who is gay, who is lesbian, who is trans, they speak up. So the same way you are giving the chance to someone who's practicing adultery, the same way you're accepting your son who is a thief, the same way you are please give us an opportunity. See us. It doesn't change. And one thing I have realized is that people of the LGBTQ community have a lot to offer. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot of things you can learn from them. So as a family, you've learned to accept it, when you've learned, we are not forcing you to accept it. We are just saying you give it a chance, as a person, as a father, as a mother, as a sibling, to learn. Because when you learn something, when you understand something and more, it's not a borrowed trait. It's the same way my father, woke up and got attracted to my mother. It's the same way I woke up and got attracted to another woman. It's the same way he woke up and got attracted to another. There's nothing, and you cannot say it's learned, because most of us have grown up in a very straight family. Mother, father who is a man and a woman and a Christian home. So it is not. So where did they get that from? Where did they learn it? In fact, at least these days, I can see there's a lot of. I don't know if there's most African kids get to see them, but there's a lot of shows that include gay people. But during the era that we grew up in, where would you even see gay people? Nowhere. So it's not something learned. It's something that it's just the same way you would get, as a father, you'll get attracted to the mothers. It's the same. It's nothing different. So accept and learn it. We are giving you a chance. We also, because even us, we want you to understand. We're not forcing you to, but the moment you learn, you see, once someone just say, maybe I'm gay, I'm lesbian, it doesn't change anything about them. It doesn't. So acceptance is very important. So, and I'd urge families to accept. That will be a very, very major solution to this crisis that we are facing as the LGBTQ community. So accept your kids, learn to see who they are. It doesn't change who they are. It doesn't change what they do. In fact, it gives them peace of mind to even prosper more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Valerie. Also, as you have heard from them, those are my panelists today. The two of them are sick, so I'm very sure and prayerful that on Saturday we shall be with them. I'm also going to give another chance to my guests also to give us some solutions. What do they think? What can be done to see this thing of family rejection, mostly here in Africa? that it's no longer there. If a family gets to know that I'm gay, a family gets to know that she's a lesbian, a trans, they should accept this kid as their own kid. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, my host. So I think the biggest thing that would help us to see change in our society or in our families is inclusion, because many of our points and many of our thoughts and many of the things that we've seen is that once they see that you're a queer person or you're a gay man or you're a lesbian or trans, the first thing that they will do is to segregate you, to push you away, to disconnect you from the society or to disconnect you from that group of the family or from that bond of having a family or from the love. They disconnect you. So I think inclusion is something that will reverse everything. And by that I mean, for instance, you found out you're a parent and you found out that your son is gay. Instead of pushing them away, why don't you pull them closer and include them in your daily life? Because I believe me coming from a Christian family, the first thing they did was to push me away from home. And then another thing they did, I was no longer allowed to serve in the church. I was no longer welcome in church anymore. I was no longer welcome to participate in anything that has to do with the society or family issues. So how about if they had included me in whichever activity? Maybe it's a family get together. What if I was included? Or if it's a fellowship, what if they welcomed me that though you're gay, you're allowed to attend, you're allowed to sit with us, you're allowed to participate in our gatherings or in any activity? I think that would have given me the confidence to also figure out myself more and to accept myself and love myself rather than having the hate of asking why I was created like this or why I was born like this. Yes, so inclusion is not only needed in the family but also in the society where we're coming from. I believe we've all studied, and in my whole journey as a student, up to the point where I stopped, or up to the point where I couldn't go anymore, I never saw any inclusion of the queer community in our educational system. Yes, they've been bringing counselors to counsel girls, boys, to check pregnancies and all those other activities, but they've never brought, I've never seen a school that has maybe counselors that are there to help people up with finding more about their gender identities or how to embrace themselves more. I think if it was included maybe in our schools or in our communities where we come from, it would have kind of reduced the trauma or the stress that someone has to go through with figuring out who they really are, or with accepting themselves, or with trying to fit in the society. Yes, so when I say inclusion, I also believe that when a person is a queer person, be it transgender or lesbian, and they, instead of pushing them away, they brought closer to the community and accepted and loved, I think we would have reduced or would have changed the whole history or how our society has been set to move. Maybe there won't be any homophobia anymore. There won't be discrimination anymore. There won't be need for someone to go and seek asylum in a foreign country where they don't know anyone. Maybe there won't be death based on gender-based violence, stuff like that. So inclusion is something that is very important. And to everyone that is watching right now, be it if you're gay, lesbian, transgender, or you're even straight. Actually, this is a message to the straight people out there. Change starts with you, and the change in the world that we need to see is going to start with you. If you're really watching this and you're here to learn and to try and accept or try and think outside the box, the one thing I'll tell you is that before going out there to change the government or to change the society, first change your mindset as a person. Change your mindset and believe that, okay, yes, there are terrorists out there, they're doing bad things, they're killing, but this person who has just spread love to another fellow man or to a person of the same sex, why don't I give them a chance to accept them and try to love them and see whether it will be good in our community. If you love the queer people and accept them, we are not harmful people. We are so full of love and so full of light. Accept us and let's see whether the society will remain the same. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moses. Also, I'm going to give another chance to my last guest, Nadia, also to give us some thinking about the solution that she can be having to this topic of today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gender socialization is very important in the family, in that if family gets to associate with the children or with a son who is under the LGBT community, it will bring some improvement in a way that will bring some knowledge on how to take care of this kid, how to advise him, and how to handle the person. When I go back to my life back where in Uganda, when I had not yet come to Zambia, I remember when my uncle got to know that I was a lesbian, he locked me up in a house, a grass thatched house, where he used to keep we used to keep our chicken and ducks inside. So he told me that he'll be eating from there and sleeping there. I did not have a mat to sleep on. I did not have a bed sheet to sleep on. But after some time, they had to bring me a man to marry me off at the age of 15 years. When I got married and I was taken out of his place, he bought a big panga and was like, if you come back to my house, or if I get to know that you've gone back to being a lesbian, I'll make sure that I skin you alive. So this tortured me, but I did not have someone to run to. Being I was an orphan, I only had my uncle and aunt to go to. I remember even my aunt could take me from one traditional doctor, the witch doctors, to another one that they're cutting off the demons. There's the way she used to term them that I was possessed. I have cuttings all over my body just because of her. So why am I bringing all this saying that family reunion is so good, and also for us the LBK community, it's very good for the parents to realize that this is who we are, and we not only that, we need them. They are part of us. We need them because you need someone to give you a hug. So we need someone you can talk to, like a mother, like a father, to explain something that hurts you. If they get to get that knowledge, that at least that love for us the kids who are under the LBK community, they'll give us hope for life. But them rejecting us, they left us with no option than to live a life where we feel we do not have anywhere safe. When you look to the background or the readings of the LBK community displacement, it's becoming high. But why? Because the country rejects you, the family rejects you, the society rejects you, the Christian nation, let me say like the Christian church or the Islamic mosque also rejects you. You find that you're in a space where you feel like you do not know where to run to. You're there, you don't know where to go to, you don't know where to start from. You find you end up being displaced. So that the number of LGBT community has increased and have been displaced. And coming to most of us who are mothers under the LGBT community, you find that you've given birth to kids, you do not want to leave your kids behind. You need to find that you're protecting yourself, you're also protecting the young ones, in order not for them to get anything, any distraction or any how can any torture that you're passing through. You understand? So you find that you need to leave your country. But if the organizations that are out there, we call upon you, if you can put out some sensitization organization to our parents, showing that we are not harmful, because some people see us as we are mentally disturbed. We do not mean to do any harm to anyone. We are like other kids. We are like other kids who want to go into a relationship of a man and a girl. We are like other people. We are not different from any other person. But this is what we feel is what we want to be. It's not something that we forced on ourselves that no, I have to be this. It's something that developed in us, and it's something we feel that we are comfortable in, which we cannot change. And another thing that I would want to pass through to the people who are watching this video right now, we are not safe. Right now, as we are saying, the Zambian UNHCR government has rejected more of the people, the LGBTQ community, just because of they do not have supportive documents, just because they have not been under organizations under in back in their countries, and they claim to be that we have to explain a lot about our sexual intention. You find that people who cannot stand up and explain their sexual intention as they cannot speak out. So one thing I can conclude with that family reunion is very good, and families should learn how to embrace us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nadia. Thank you very much, our viewers. We are winding up our show today, and I'm going to give only 2 minutes to Gaetano to give us something, to add on something. Then, as he will give also his remarks, then we conclude this today.
Thank you, our viewers. Thank you for the time. Those who are still live with us, we really appreciate your time. One thing also I would love to supplement, it's all about that mistakes are made. We are human beings, actually. We make mistakes. Even our families themselves, they make mistakes. So we cannot say that it is from mistakes that we do learn. It is from mistakes like we forgive each other. So if at all like you reject me and maybe you disown me, you've given me no option. So I would think even God Himself forgives. So how about us, human beings? How about you, my father or my mother, or maybe my relative? Who are you that you cannot even forgive? If God Himself, even the Bible talks about like, if you ask for forgiveness, I will forgive you. So I would think maybe family should learn that if it is a mistake, they should forgive us and accept us as we are. They should not just reject us out of the blue and you give us no home where to go. Because I think like the blood lineage will not what? Will not be disconnected. I will still remain in the lineage of the family. So however much you say that I've made a mistake, you have to accept because it will not change me. It will not change who I am. I will still remain who I am. So that is maybe that is a remarks I wanted. Actually, that is a supplement I wanted to give out to those who are there who are watching us, to those families that is still actually to those who have people who are like us and you are not able to forgive them and accept them, embrace them, and make them feel at home because they have nowhere to go. Because even if they go anywhere, at least they always say east or west home is the best. However much you run, you'll end up going back home. So we really appreciate all those who have been with us. I would love to say that this program will continue again on Saturday. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like our post on Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to HTV, and we love you all. Keep safe, stay safe, and say goodbye to you all. Thank you. By names I meant Gaetano. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gaetano. I'm going to give another chance to Valerie also to give us some remarks. I will come back with my guest, then we'll conclude the show today.
Yeah, so thank you very much for tuning into our show today. And we just want to say that families, we are asking families out here, we are asking our families, we are asking any family that is also having a child who is of the LGBTQ community to be their pillar, be their foundation, be their strength. When you are there for your family, when you're there for your child, the child grows to be a confident person, to be depression free. Like they know there's nothing that can face them. So I'm kindly asking for the families, be there for your kids. It's very important. Be there for your LGBTQ kids. The same way you're there for other kids, for your other kids who are also straight. It is very important. It counts a lot and it makes a very, very huge difference. Thank you for tuning in and see you again next time. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Valerie. I'm also going to give this opportunity again to my guests also to give us some remarks. Then we wind up our show today.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dennis. My closing remarks would be I'm kindly requesting or I'm kindly passing this information to everyone that is watching right now that the change you want to see in the world or the harmony that you want to live in this world will start by you who is watching. Every change will start within you as a person. So by that I mean to every parent out there or to anybody else, they know it doesn't necessarily mean that only the parent of the queer child should take care of them or should listen to this information and learn to accept them. No, it might be your neighbor, it might be your friend, it might be your colleague or from any any group of person you get. So learn to love them, give them a chance and accept them, treat them equally, defend their rights, stand out for them, and let's see how we are going to strive and how our communities are going to shine. Yes, let's spread love, and wherever you find someone that needs help, wherever you see a transgender that is being harassed, stand out for them, be there for them, protect them, help them, support them, and with that, I'm very sure 100% that the world will be a very safer place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moses. Also, I'm going to welcome again Nadia to give us some remarks. Then we shall come back.
Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you for still tuning in. I want to just line up some points which I expect the family, at least like me as a lesbian, I would expect my family to support me during my education, physical and emotional needs. I would expect also my family to give me protection and material support, love and give me emotional protection. So one thing I would want to out to our parents who are out there, whether your child belongs to the LGBT community or does not, please, we really need you in our life. We do not only need you to love us, but we need you also to guide us spiritually. We need you to guide us in different types of things. We need you to support us in everything because you are a strong pillar. Thank you very much. Please remember to subscribe, thumbs up, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nadia. As you have heard, today's topic it's about the family dynamics and identities in the LGBT community, and this is me talk show every Wednesday, Saturday, and we are also preparing for you a good training that will be coming to episodes, and please subscribe, like, so that you will more we have connection and